Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your daily crypto news. I hope that you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, leaving a like, leaving a comment, or subscribing. All of these things do help out the channel. Welcome back to another News I Missed, where I go over news I missed. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. On Thursday, Switzerland-based 21 Shares AG, which is considered one of the pioneers in issuing crypto exchange-traded products, announced the launch of 7 new exchange-traded projects or products on their 6 Swiss exchange. 6 Swiss Exchange, previously known as SWX Swiss Exchange, which is based in Zurich, is Switzerland's main stock exchange. It also trades other securities, such as Swiss government bonds and derivatives, such as stock options. It is completely owned by the SIX Group. TPs are collateralized, non-interest paying debt securities designed to replicate the performance of an underlying asset, and in the case of 21 Shares' ETPs, its products will replicate the performance of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bcash on its index. Here's how 21 Shares explains the difference between an ETP and an ETF. It says, although ETPs are structured and operate very similarly to traditional exchange-traded funds, the primary difference between the two is that ETPs are debt securities issued by a special purpose vehicle instead. Sure, why not? According to a tweet posted earlier the other day, ETPs for the following crypto assets are now available. So the long story short is, we've been discussing for a very long time the idea of that the US currently still does not have a physical Bitcoin ETF, while many other countries, multiple, have them already. We've gone over the number. I believe it's roughly around 15 different physical Bitcoin ETFs that have launched, and there are also tons of Ethereum ones. And now the Swiss Stock Exchange has launched ETPs, which are also going to be physically backed by the asset, for Cardano, Polkadot, XRP, and Solana. That's insane. The fact that nearly every other place has so many of these things. I mean, once again, hear me out. The US will eventually have them. Have one. Maybe. At some point. I do still find it quite fascinating that a lot of these assets, even when we get news that these things are happening, that the prices of these things, and I'm not expecting a 40% rise in price, but a good 18-25% rise would be quite nice. But as it stands right now, we know, as you see the information, tons of institutions, banks, stock exchanges, hedge funds are buying up all of these coins. This is an actual physically backed ETPs, which is, something to wonder at and behold. It may not be the most exciting thing for a lot of people, but in the idea of a lot of years ago, people kept on asking for institutions to rush into the space. We need all of their money as quickly, as fast as possible. And now they're all here and they're buying up all the cryptocurrencies, and a lot of people within the cryptocurrency market seemingly aren't paying attention. Anyway, that's the Swiss Stock Exchange has listed multiple different cryptocurrency ETPs that are physically backed onto their exchange. Yeah. Let's move on. Next up, Warner Brothers is creating over 6 million DC Comics inspired physical trading cards packaged with redeemable NFTs that will be available later on this month. That was a sentence. Cartamundi, a card and board game company, will design the cards, which will feature 155 different superheroes. The NFTs are being minted on the Ethereum sidechain known as Immutable X. Rings a bell? Of course it does. Immutable X is the same exact chain that the people from Vivi are also using. I think it's kind of just the way to go. I think we also heard that Am I mistaken? No, I'm pretty sure. I think TikTok is using Immutable X, as is GameStop. I think another platform as well, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, everyone who's getting into the NFT space is either using, I think it's Flow or Immutable X. Warner Brothers also plans to issue a few limited edition cards using imagery and characters from DC's latest film, The Batman. NFTs are unique digital tokens that exist on a blockchain like Ethereum and signifies one's ownership of an asset. NFTs have been compared to trading cards because of their subjective value, but everything has subjective value, varying rarities, and collectible ethos. They said trading cards have been a favorite of fans for decades, combining that enthusiasm with collecting with a custom NFT is just brilliant. No word for the hybrid cards will also be priced between $5 to $120 a pack. Buyers will have to download a mobile app called, it says HRO, but I assume that's supposed to be pronounced Hero, to redeem their physical card NFT components and to buy, sell, and trade their NFTs from the collection. So basically, you buy the packs, you open up the pack, you get an NFT card inside of it, that you scan that code or use that code to get the actual NFT from it, and then you can use that to buy and sell the actual thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I love collecting stuff. I don't know what it is. I've been collecting my entire life. For those of you who haven't watched the other channel, I collect comic books like a madman, especially NFT comics as well. So I will probably be buying these just because, I like to collect stuff. But yes, this is now official. We know that DC for a while has been into the NFT space. For those of you who took part in this last year when I was talking about it, they gave away tons of free NFTs last year, featuring tons of superheroes. It was really weird. It was like in the form of some of them were in like a floppy disk. Some of them were in the form of a CD or like a disk ROM or something like that. Some of them were also, I think, like they looked like USBs. And the speculation has been that they'll eventually open up or you'll be able to access data or information on them, but no one still knows yet. So anyway, cool. I'm excited for it. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm going to be buying these whenever I can figure out where to buy them. I don't know if I'm going to be buying the $120 ones. Probably. I can't lie to myself. Why do I always do that? I tell myself I won't do it when I know gosh darn well I'm like, can I have two of them? Anyway, that's the Warner Brothers is entering officially the NFT space news, as is everyone else. I'm just kind of waiting for, does Disney own Warner Brothers? No. Who owns Warner Brothers? Does Warner Brothers own Warner Brothers? And I ask because like everyone owns everyone at this point. Like Disney owns Marvel. So, I can't be like, does Marvel own Marvel? Because Marvel doesn't own Marvel. Why am I asking this question? I had a point. I don't remember. Something along the lines of, I don't know. Yes, it was a metaverse. I was going to say I'm waiting for basically like a DC metaverse at some point to also pop up. I have a feeling it would get really weird because everyone would just be dressed as Superman or Batman. We'd have the odd Wonder Woman or like two people as the Flash, but it would get really confusing really fast who's who. Anyway, that's the Warner Brothers news. And without further ado, let's move on. I ramble a lot. Next up, Ethereum implemented EIP 1559 in 2021. Remember when that was like the biggest news story of the year? Like, forget about Ethereum 2.0. EIP 1559, the actual burn mechanism for Ethereum, was the hottest thing on the block when that news was floating around. And since then, Ethereum has been burned every single day. The upgrade has pushed the network towards becoming deflationary, taking more than 30% that would have gone into circulation and burning it. Now, only 7 months after the upgrade was implemented, the network has reached another milestone of ETH burned in terms of dollar value. The last time we heard about this, we heard the gigantic $1 billion worth of Ether had been burned. And now 7 months later, we have passed by $5 billion worth of Ether that has been destroyed by the network to never, ever be seen again. This comes in light of the recent acceleration recorded over the last 6 months. In this time frame, The rate at which ETH is being burned up by 559%. The volume burned all comes from fees that's crazy. That's insane. That's just the fees being burned. That means over the course of 7 months, there was $5 billion worth of fees. Think about that. I would love a comparison. I would love a comparison to see over the course of 7 months exactly how much the fees were for Bitcoin, were for Cardano, Solana. I mean, you name it. I would love to see that difference. That is slightly terrifying. The burn is important given that it permanently removes all of the burned coins from circulation. Jeez Louise. This means that since August 2021, more than 1.95 million Ethereum have been burned and removed from circulation. At this rate, the network is burning about 80 ETH per hour. Jeez Louise. So, yeah, we are accelerating quickly. Oh, this is another one. Oh my gosh, it's something totally different. The point is, yes, tons of Ethers being burned, but also, I mean, the word's not where do we go from here? It's like, when we actually do have Ethereum 2.0 and tons of people are hoarding even more of it, like, this is what I always wonder, like, where the prices are going to be. Because I would assume, well, we know that people are accumulating tons of Ethereum right now, because it also even, like, says it right here as well. Like, for those of you not looking at the screen, it says Ethereum 2.0 staking contract now holds 10 million Ether. I think the first time we heard about this, I believe it was 200,000 Ether, and then it was a million Ether, and then around 2 million Ether. There's more people pushing their money into Ethereum than basically ever before. But we also had recently news that there were tons of corporations and companies who are also doing the exact same thing in anticipation of Ethereum 2.0 finally launching. Because once again, the way that I have understood it is that the money that you put in now will begin to stake already. And then when the merge happens and the network activates, you will be paid back from the months before that you were actually staking your coin. So I'm going to say it once again. If by September, October, Ethereum is not, really above $7,000 to $10,000, I'm going to call shenanigans, because we've been waiting for this since 2016. $5 billion worth of Ether burned, especially when the upgrade happens. I don't assume that we're going to see less activity on the Ethereum network anytime soon. So anyway, yeah, a lot of activity, a lot of, I can use the H word, a lot of hype. There's an extreme amount of hype, not only around the entire market, but also around Ethereum. We've seen a lot of companies very recently, a lot of banks also like announcing support for Ethereum, or even when they say like they prefer Ethereum over Bitcoin. That's still something really significant. The fact that they're saying any cryptocurrency out loud, but nonetheless that they're saying Ethereum over and over and over again, really makes me wonder exactly how much they've already accumulated and exactly where they predict that prices are going to be going. Because, they definitely, how do I say this? Banks and institutions are not getting into the cryptocurrency space with the expectation of only making 5%. There, I said it. They're probably, I think the craziest price prediction that we ever saw for Ethereum was, I think, 100,000, but that was like the year 2024, 2025, which is not that far away, or something like that. I think that would send people for a loop if they realize exactly how high that Ethereum was going to go. Yeah, that's all the Ethereum news. $5 billion is absolutely obscene, especially if that was all just fees. Woof. And yeah, the word's not anxiously. I can say anxiously. I'm a little, I want the upgrade to happen already, so I can see exactly where the price is going to go and how much network usage is going to have. Anyway, that's the Ethereum news that I missed. And yeah, let's move on. And to finish things off, Bitcoin's third largest whale is active yet again. Over the last 2 days, the whale has purchased around 750 BTC. If you remember, we had news about the second and third largest Bitcoin whale. For some reason, February was like a really whaley month, and it was just about Bitcoin whales. I think there was one Cardano whale, but it was mainly about like Bitcoin whales. For some reason, the second and third largest whale wallets continue to buy up massively, like almost every single day. Bitcoin's third largest whale continues to accumulate the primary digital asset. According to data from BitInfo Charts, over the last 2 days, the whale has purchased over 750 Bitcoin worth around $29 million, bringing the total stash to around 127,000 Bitcoin worth $5 billion. That is one person, one address. I say this all the time, and I'll say it again, because why not? Two things. I wonder exactly how high Bitcoin's going to go, and I mean that in the most honest way. We know that, or you should know that, a lot of this is one gigantic experiment. It's an experiment that's working out, but it's still a gigantic experiment as far as will Bitcoin work? Will people continue to use Bitcoin? Will cryptocurrencies take over the world? Will cryptocurrencies, yada, yada, yada. You kind of get the entire thing that I'm getting at. But I still find it fascinating that we live in a world where assets like these can kind of be accumulated with ease. You know, it's not that difficult to buy Bitcoin like it was many years ago. But even a lot of people within the cryptocurrency space, you know, everyone has their own ideas as to which coins are going to make it or exactly what can be or what will be sometime in the future. But once again, this is one address. What happens to that one person if they have $5 billion when Bitcoin is floating around $40,000 at the time of me making this video? What happens if Bitcoin goes to 400,000? Well, they have $50 billion. What happens if Bitcoin does make it to 1 million? What happens if Bitcoin goes to 3 million? You understand what, like, it's all these things that go through my mind because I still sincerely wish, I know it's not going to happen, but I would love if, you know, more people who needed access to an alternative financial system accumulated Bitcoin. Like, I would love if the majority of the world had at least 1 million Satoshis, or I'll even scale it back to 500,000 Satoshis just to have something. But, you know, that's not possible when one wallet has 127,000 Bitcoin. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin whales are still accumulating. We went over that before, even when prices were dropping. Remember that article that we had a week ago that was talking about Ethereum's price is so low, and I don't understand why people are still accumulating with prices this low. And it's like, because at some point they think that the price is going to go back up, and therefore they're buying it low so that they can have it when it's high. Anyway, that's the photo of a whale with a bee on its back, which I assume is supposed to be Bitcoin news. And yeah, let's move on. Right? I do hope that you've all enjoyed trying out something old, if you will, without the camera. Just felt like it. I kind of did it last minute. I wanted to see if it's less distracting. I don't know. Do people normally look in the corner when I'm in the corner, or is it just like you're looking at the screen the entire time? So thought I'd try something different. Why the fudge not? I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having that was a CryptoPunk in one of them. A great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening. Wherever you are, wherever you might be, I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Oh, there's 2 apes in there as well. Can you see them? Right there. What is that? I think that's also one. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, and or supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.